Hello, and welcome to the American Intercontinental University podcast series on library instruction. In this session, we will discuss ways of evaluating a website. This is critical when using the internet for research or a class assignment. If you are viewing this podcast on QuickTime, notice the pull-down menu on the bottom right of the screen. Clicking here will allow you to jump to any section you choose. In iTunes, the chapters show up when you click Chapters on the menu bar.
When you do a search for information using a search engine like Google, Yahoo, or MSN, how do you know that the websites you find are reliable? It's important to know if information you find on the internet is trustworthy. This podcast will teach you some ways to evaluate a website. Here's an overview of what we'll be looking at. To begin with, why evaluate? Second, some of the basic criteria. Third, we'll practice evaluating the author of a website. And then there will be websites listed where you can go to learn more. Why is there a need to evaluate? According to Netcraft, in March 2008, there were more than 162,600,000 websites. In the month of March, 4.5 million new sites were added.
Anyone can post anything on the web. There's no one monitoring, watching to see if false information is being published. People of all ages, from all walks of life, from many parts of the world, are putting information on the web. Of course, there are websites giving incorrect information. Some of them are created by people who are intentionally trying to influence us in a certain way. Some are created by people who are copying wrong information from other websites, and some are by people who simply are not experts in the field. Here are just a few of the many websites available for learning what to look at to decide if the information you are reading on the web is trustworthy.
Let's take a look at the 5 criteria website from Cornell University Library. This website suggests that we look at accuracy, authority, objectivity, currency, and coverage. You can pause the podcast and take some time to read the details here, and the summary at the bottom of the page, which reviews the basics. In this short podcast, we're going to look at just one of the measurements. Let's take the topic of accuracy and have a closer look at it. Suppose we are doing research on the planet Mars, and we come up with a few websites doing a Google search. One of the first things to look for, to be sure we are reading accurate information, is the name of the person or entity who wrote this web page. Who is the author? Sometimes the author's name is clearly stated, at the top or at the bottom of the page. It doesn't have to be a single person. It could be an institution, like a university, or a government department.
We will be looking for the answers to the following questions. Is the author identified? Is there biographical information about the author? Does it indicate experience and special knowledge? Are the author's credentials given? Is there contact information? If there is no contact information given, if there is no way to contact the person who wrote this website, that is not a good sign. That should make us suspicious.
This page on Mars from 9planets.org has an impressive photo of the planet. Scrolling down, we see many facts. Most of them are hyperlinked, indicating that there will be much more information when we click these links. Down at the bottom of the page, we see the author's name, Bill Arnett. That also is a link we can click on, and it will bring us to a Bill Arnett page. Here we can read Bill Arnett's background. He says, "By training and profession, I am a software engineer, but I've tried over the years to learn a little about a lot of things." Would you accept this website as trustworthy? Would you need further evidence before deciding?
Here are a few ways to find further evidence. You can Google the author or take a look in Amazon.com to see if this person has written books on astronomy. You can do a Google blog search at blogsearch.google.com to see if there are postings discussing the website. Are they positive? Are they negative? You can also go to Alexa for facts about the website at alexa.com. Alexa provides information on ownership, traffic, links, and statistics. Another website with information on Mars is from www.space.com. This one is written by Joe Rao. Scrolling to the bottom of the page, we can read that Joe Rao serves as an instructor and guest lecturer at New York's Hayden Planetarium. He writes about astronomy for the New York Times, etc. Sounds like he's an expert in the field.
Also, more simply, you can take a look at the website address, the URL. You can usually assume that the information is more trustworthy if the website address is a .edu, a .gov, or a .org. But if you see a tilde or a % sign in the address, it may be the website of a student at a university or a personal page that is not backed up by the host institution. The page from NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, another result from our search in Google, needs no further investigation. If it's the official page of a United States government agency, we can count on it having good information.
This podcast has presented only one of the criteria in website evaluation: how to judge the accuracy of the site by finding out facts about the author. For further study, we have collected 2 types of websites where you can learn more about evaluation. Depending on what works for you, you may prefer just reading the information in the websites in this first list, or you may want to do some of the interactive tutorials in the second list. Here you will have the chance to do some activities and test yourself with quizzes.
And be aware, don't get caught in the web of deception.